going on, everyone? It's episode 201, recorded on Sunday, April 14th, 2024. I'm John, and hey, Drew. Two strangers, a man and a woman, found themselves assigned to the same room on a transcontinental train. Oop, European joke here. Though initially uneasy over sharing the room, they were both very tired and fell asleep quickly. He in the upper bunk, and she in the lower. At 1 a.m., the man leaned down and gently woke the woman, saying, "Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you, but would you be willing to reach into the closet to get me a second blanket? I'm awfully cold." "I have a better idea," she replied. "Just for tonight, let's pretend we're married." "Wow, that's a great idea," he exclaimed excitedly, thinking some nookie was in order. "Good," she replied. "Get your own fucking blanket." After a moment of silence, he farted.
What is going on, everyone? On tonight's episode, we're going to talk Slay the Spire 2. We're going to talk about what's in our backlog, because what else is there to play, let's be honest. And that's pretty much it, John. We're not going to talk about anything else, really, because there's not a lot to talk about. Because there's nothing coming out from Nintendo, but that's okay. We're still here to entertain. We're still here to have some fun. We're still here to play some Nintendo and talk about life. Speaking of life, John, I just got back from a camping trip. And for all those that know me, I fucking hate camping. I hate it. I'm not built. I'm not built for camping. Yeah, it was an extravaganza with the Cub Scouts. I'm not going to get into the weeds because I'll be honest, I could probably go talk for 2 hours about this camping extravaganza. I'm going to sum it up very quickly and just say, God, I hope I never have to go back. It was like 40 degrees with rain and like 40 miles per hour wind, and it sucked. But you know what? My kid had a blast. That's all that matters sometimes.
How many nights was it? One? Two?
One night.
Okay.
And we had a cabin, like a log cabin with a bunch of tons of other people. But besides the point, we were barely in the cabin until it was bedtime.
Right.
But it just, I'll say this. There was one time I asked another dad, I was like, hey, do you mind keeping an eye on Evan? I got to go take a shit. And I said, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to just go watch golf on my phone for a good 30 minutes. So he's like, do what you got to do. And that's what I did. I found a toilet. I sat on there for 30 minutes. I shit a little bit and I watched some golf.
All right. That's on your cellular, hoping your data plan holds up.
Yeah. I was very nervous going there that there wasn't going to be service, but
right.
There was plenty. It was okay.
Oh, did you stay up late watching some golf? I mean, surely after you put the kids to bed, you were up.
Well, no, the kids went to bed at like 9:30, and I'll be honest, I was pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
Because plus golf was over by then. But yeah, we ended up walking I think my watch had me at 9.5 miles for the day.
Wow.
So
you got to go back and watch all the highlights, every shot you missed.
Well, I watched it all today, so they showed me some highlights from yesterday, and I took Friday off to work so I could watch it.
I think I saw Sergio Garcia have trouble on one hole. Was that new or is that old? He kept hitting the water.
Sergio sucks. He probably struggled. He barely here. He sucks.
Yeah, I actually don't recognize the names of the best golfers anymore.
You're out of the loop.
I'm just kind of out of the loop. Yeah, like the guy who won. Like I know he's been doing well, and you were raving about him before the show. No idea. I have never heard his name before in my life.
Really?
No. It's still Tiger Woods is still sort of the center of the golf universe, even if he's competitively not the center of the golf universe. But he's still, of course, it's like the leaderboards still do the same thing that they've done for probably 10 years now. Oh, here's first through 20th place, and here's where Tiger is. Like it's like it's always a special slot for him.
Yeah, here's some stats for you. So he's played in 119 events. Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty.
So he's been around for a few years. He's won 8 times. Here's where the stats get interesting. Remember, 119. He's been runner-up 8 times. Third place, 10. Top 5, 37. And top 10, 50. So almost 50% of the tournaments he has played in as a PGA Tour professional, he's finished in the top 10.
Hmm.
Like,
Is he
that's
young?
impressive.
Is he like a young dude, or is he?
He's like, yeah, where is it? I don't know. He's mid-20s, I want to say.
Okay. So he came out of college and has just been a.
Yeah, the last 5-6 years, probably, whatever it is. Yeah. Maybe not that long. 4 years. But yeah.
Golf is amazing.
That's all my boring take on golf. He's legit.
So I continue to grow older, and my kids continue to grow older, and I have new elements of my parenting life that continue to evolve. So Sebastian turned 15. He got a phone.
Oh so boy.
Now 2 of my 3 kids have their own phone and own phone number. And I'm trying to hold down a data plan with 4 people on it. I might need to move out of my house and get a cardboard box.
How much does that cost nowadays?
I'm still doing Mint Mobile, so I think their plans are like $10 a month, and ours are 15. So you're looking at $50 a month, and then we pay it a year in advance. So
wait, it's only $50 a month? I pay like $140 for 3 phones.
Yeah, well, Mint Mobile's kind of like I used to pay $140 for Verizon for just Michelle and I.
Yeah.
And then we went to Mint Mobile. So, their data plans are like, I think for the kids, 5 gigabytes.
Oh, so there's limits.
Michelle and I have 15 gigabytes. Yeah, but because I work from home and everything, it's like we're mostly on Wi-Fi very
That's
rarely.
true.
So, and we can adjust it if we need to. But anyway, he's got a phone. And so today, my wife was taking Cedric and Sebastian to Men's Warehouse.
Wow.
To rent suits for prom. Now, Cedric's a junior and Sebastian is a freshman. And I was like, okay, whatever. Didn't think much about it. They come back. I asked Sebastian, oh, did you get a suit? Where's your suit? And he's like, oh, I didn't get one or whatever. He ended up not getting anything. So Cedric got a suit. Come to find out, Cedric has a date for the prom.
Wow.
We had no idea of this. In fact, Michelle found out about it at the Men's Warehouse where some girl had mentioned it, that he had asked some girl named.
He asked somebody.
Yeah, but like she didn't know. She found out from one of the other kids at school. So
Michelle didn't know.
Yeah. So Cedric never told me. It's like, oh my God, like what? Like I have so many questions, but like, my son is definitely in this position of I'm not telling my parents anything or whatever. And like he's like, and then when like he knew that Michelle knew, he's like, don't make it weird. And it's like, you're making it very weird.
Yeah.
By not saying these things. Like you should just say one night at dinner, hey, I have a date for the prom or whatever.
That's all you have to say. That's all it is.
Like he's letting her find out about it from a classmate. That's how you make it weird.
At Men's Warehouse.
Yes. So kids are weird. Cedric is the mopiest of teens. He was kind of out of it for a couple months. He was like better. And now he's like even more like just doesn't talk to anybody. And then, but like he hangs out with his friends or whatever. It's the worst. Just keep your kids the age that they are.
I wish.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I've always feared my whole life teaching my kids how to drive. And like now, like my fear has been dating time. And now it's like, it's kind of here. And I've never heard of Riley, by the way. So I have no idea. But yeah, that's where I am in life.
You're gonna have to start doing the Facebook stalking, but that's creepy too. Just
no, not gonna do that.
Yeah. So like, is she coming here for pictures? When's the prom?
I got no idea. My wife is Michelle is supposed to be. I'm so between my mom and my wife and Michelle. Michelle is supposed to take pictures at the prom. Like she's actually going there. Because she's always taking pictures for the school.
Okay.
She's very involved with the school. She does sub work and all that stuff. So she's supposed to take pictures there, but like she had no idea that Cedric actually had a date. I honestly didn't even think about it when they said go to the prom. Like a lot of kids will go to the prom just with their friends, and that's it. No idea. So that's where we are. That's fantastic.
Lovely.
I have to fix my trampoline. I'm not sure if that didn't happen the last time, but we had a big windstorm in the last couple weeks, and I'm getting parts for it. So I'm looking at my trampoline out my window right now. It's destroyed. We got like 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't sleep all night. Like I don't think I fell asleep till like 3:30.
Do you have like a lot of big trees near your house or anything too, or no?
No, we don't have a lot of big trees around here because it's a newer neighborhood. But I mean, like I cannot stand the sound of the wind as a homeowner. You're just terrified.
And I have trees all around me, so that's why I always panic too. But I hear you.
Yeah, my brother's the same way. You're gonna have trees fall down. You hope they just don't land on your house.
That's all you can hope for. I'm 2 for 2 so far. I'm missing the house.
Yeah. But
so this trampoline, you don't anchor it, doesn't like anchor down or anything like that?
It's not super anchored down. It has little V-shaped things that you just use to plug. And
if it's wet or anything, it probably just
1 in the morning. Yeah, 1 in the morning, I went outside and was trying to anchor it down just to make sure. But it's so heavy, it didn't really move. I don't even think it moved at all. But there's it has the protective netting, and that got all destroyed on the top. A couple of little T-bone pieces broke apart and whatever. It was an exceptionally strong wind, so I'm getting some free parts. So there you go. Hey, and the Mets are doing a lot better now than they were 2 weeks ago.
The
Mets. So
that's right. Baseball season has begun. Actually, practice has begun. I'm coaching again, of course.
Got any new plans for this year? Or?
I'm not sure. We moved Evan up to kids pitch, so now he's in first grade. He's playing with second and third graders, which at that age is a big difference, right? I mean, a third grader who's like 9 can throw the ball and hit the ball a lot harder than a first grader.
Right.
So there's I mean, he's decent. He fits right in, but there's always that concern. I mean, he's not going to throw the ball as hard as some of those kids. So it's just playing catch or playing the field. It's got to be ready, buddy. I told him you got to be ready. Always be ready.
Yeah. He's at the bottom of that age range too. So
yeah. So
eventually he'll be the senior.
Yep.
All right.
Well, John, we're going to change it up this week a little bit. We're going to talk about what's coming out the next few weeks. So what do we got coming up? Anything from me? Anything from you to entertain us? Like, what do we have on the horizon?
Yeah, we'll try to be more positive about the games that are coming out.
Sure.
So Grounded is coming out finally, April 16th.
You know, I kind of forgot about this one under my radar, but this is one of those games I would never play. But I think now there's a chance because there's not a lot of new stuff out right now.
Correct. There's nothing.
What about you? Anything on your radar? I mean, is this on your radar at all or no way?
No, not at all. No. I don't like the janky looking third-party games on the Switch. I just don't like it. I'd rather just play some indie game or some game I've played before, something a little reduced in scope than a big grounded game. If I'm going to play that, I'll play it on PlayStation, but I'm not really interested in it.
True. Is this free to play or do you still have to buy it?
You got to buy it.
What does it cost? Let me see.
I'm not sure how much it is.
I did it right here for us.
Okay.
It is, come on, load. Oh, it's on sale. Well, 20% off. $32.
So
sale
like
ends the 16th.
Game.
So
if you pre-order it, you can get it for 20% off, but it's $40 after that. So if you want it, $32 right now.
Well, by the time they hear this, it might be too late.
No. They'll have one day. Hopefully
it says the sale ends at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the 16th. That's a weird time.
That's probably because that's like around the lunchtime.
Okay. So you're not going to have a lot of time, but you get a little bit of time.
There's also Tales of Kinzera Zao. That is the Metroidvania that's coming out April 23rd. That one looks like it could end up being better than Prince of Persia, at least to me anyway. So I'm interested to see what the reviews are on that. That one got announced as a day one game for PS Plus. So I am definitely going to check it out because it's going to be free over there. So I'm going to give that one a try and see if I like it. We'll see. I played a lot of Metroidvania this year, but we'll see if this one kind of reaches me. Another Crab's Treasure, which I know we've been waiting on for a bit. That's coming out April 25th. And then for the PlayStation crowd, Stellar Blade, April 26th. That's one of their big releases. That's right now the big release that PlayStation's really pushing. So I might be in on that, but I might not. I don't know.
Looks like your cup of tea.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Bayonetta / Souls type game.
Is this one you played the demo?
Yeah, there was a demo.
Remember
we did a 30-second or a 90-second review of this
Correct.
one.
That's why
it's on our
rings a
YouTube
bell.
channel. Yeah, it was a good demo.
She has a nice ass.
I think it's going to be pretty good, but yeah, I don't know if it's day one or. I'm not day one games. When you're talking $70 games, it takes a lot more for me to get a day one game anymore.
Really?
I'll just wait. Plus the fear there's gonna be some bugs. I mean, the demo was pretty solid, but they're gonna be bugs that happen, and
I'll tell you what, there'll be bugs and grounded.
Nothing else. The next game for Nintendo, I think, is May 21. Paper Mario. When is that one? I know that one's in May. That's the next one. So we don't have anything really coming out till then. But luckily, we have third parties. So there you go. Speaking of games, it's time to talk about what we've been playing.
Let's do it.
Maybe finishing before one of these comes out. I have started back into Ring Fit Adventure. I didn't know what I would do with this one. So I played through Ring Fit Adventure. I don't know when did this game come out? Like 2019? I think it came out in 2019 and it sold really well because COVID hit and a lot of people were buying it. But it sold millions of copies. And I just decided I wanted to give it a go because the only exercise I really do at home is on the elliptical, but I'm just exercising the same muscles over and over again.
That's fair.
So I was like, let me bust out the Ring Fit Adventure. I created a new save file so I can start from the beginning and start like a new journey. I picked a chick character this time. And I'm on the third world now, and it's pretty cool. I like that. I used to start it like totally avoiding squats and stuff like that. But now I'm trying to make sure I do my squats and do every exercise that I find really annoying. Because I'm trying to hit those uncomfortable muscles. That's the whole point of it. So I've been having fun with that one. I've also been playing Unicorn Overlord, which
what's your thoughts on this?
I restarted the
of course
demo,
you did.
and because I wanted to do a full playthrough, but I didn't want to buy the game yet, just in case I wanted to bail. And I was playing it it's a long demo. It is a really beefy demo.
It is.
And I got to the point where I was like, oh, it's on sale. And this is kind of what I was waiting for, but it was on sale at GameStop for $40. So I bought the physical version for $40.
That's not bad.
Got it. I was still playing the demo, moved my data over. So I like the game itself. It's kind of like a Fire Emblem. And it's kind of like a city builder. There's deliveries you make and battles you do. And there's a lot of structuring your squads, which I think is really fun. Putting guys in the front lines, the back lines, getting items, getting new weapons, armor, all this stuff to kind of make more units. You can unlock numbers of units. You can unlock how many people go on a unit. There's so much to this game that you can just keep playing and iterating and min-maxing and whatever. I like that stuff. I'm finding out after I think I'm like 7 or 8 hours in. It's gotten a little repetitive, and I'm right at the end of what I think is the end of the first big area, because I'm trying to rescue Scarlet, and I'm wondering how much I like it. I need to finish off this rescue and then see what happens with the game, because I find that before I was enjoying the look of the battles and how pretty they were, and like I love watching the hits, and you feel it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like watching, I'm like skip it. I don't know. So I'm beginning to understand from a game design point of view the reason why Fire Emblem has these very colorful characters with lots of personality and very distinct looks, sometimes super hot, sometimes just rainbow colored, blue and red hair and all that stuff, because it gives them some personality. And then when you fight with them, you have a connection with them.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, there's lots of characters and they do have some variance and whatever, but they don't have the over the top personality. And when they fight, they have almost no personality. So they just do their axe thrusts or magic attacks or whatever. Whereas in Fire Emblem, you'll get these like really cool up close animations where they're like super, And I'm beginning to wonder if that's the reason why Fire Emblem does that, because right now I'm just kind of bored at watching the battles.
Yeah.
And you're just battle after battle after battle after battle. You win a stage and then you explore some overworld and then you jump into another little area and you do battles. So I don't know. I'm going to finish up this area. I'm going to see what the next area is, if there's something different or whatever. I don't know. I'm a little, maybe I should have finished the demo before I decided, but it's very good for what it does. I've had some fun playing it. I just don't know if I can do this for 50 more hours.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of turned me off too when I saw that if it was like a 15 to 20 hour game, I may have just kind of, because I liked the story, the visuals were awesome, but
Yeah,
I just could not get into that battle system.
yeah, like you want to like add more people and whatever, but it just makes every battle longer.
Mm-hmm.
So in Fire Emblem, it's like 1 versus 1. They're like, boom, battle over. And this, it's like, boom, 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 boom. And then sometimes it doesn't end. It's like, oh, you won, but they're not dead. You're going to have to fight again. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we'll see what happens. I know this game has gotten really good reviews, and I can definitely see why. And I am enjoying it, but I don't know how much gas I have in the tank for it. And then I just started Marvel's Midnight Suns. This one is on PS Plus.
It's not that card game, is it?
It is.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on PS Plus, and I was excited when it went there because I was always interested in this game, and I'm really enjoying it. So the way this one works is you kind of start off. So it's the Marvel universe. And it's made by the people that made XCOM. So it's that turn-based sort of Mario Rabbids type battle. But this is a card battling game. And you start off, you are basically Iron Man and Doctor Strange, and you fight some guys. It's kind of like the tutorial area. And you have attacks and specials. You have certain attacks where there's like kickback? No. Throwback? I can't remember what it's called. Where you can hit somebody and they'll fly back and you can aim them and like almost like you're playing pool and like hitting a ball into the war.
okay.
And then there's other like there's healing cards and all sorts of, there's all these different characters. I had always kind of assumed and expected that you are playing as these Midnight Sun characters, which I don't know the lore of, but they're kind of like lesser known Marvel characters. But no, you play as varying different characters, and in fact, there's Captain Marvel, who I love. Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch is in this game, and last night I finished playing. I got Spider-Man into the game,
Nice.
So it's like, oh, this is cool. The vampire guy, what's his name?
Morbius?
No, the guy Wesley Snipes played in the movie.
Forget too. Now, let me ask a question. Are these online battles or can you like play offline?
No. It is just card. It is completely, I don't think there's a multiplayer aspect. No, there's not. It's just a one player sort of game. So that's it.
Okay.
But it's Blade. Blade is the character. And it's good. Like there's a lot of strategy. You can use the environment. You can pick up items and throw them. You can knock a couch into somebody to attack them. I'm really enjoying it. There is some banter between the characters and there's sort of relationship building as well. You also have a build your own character called Hunter. And so my Hunter's a girl with red hair, the usual. And so she's kind of like, I don't think she's like any kind of, I think she's just a character for this game. And so you can interact with other people and that's kind of your main character. That's you. And you try to build up relationships and stuff like that. So there's relationship building in this game. I think it has an impact on the characters. So and this is the kind of game where like, just be cool with all the characters and it'll probably help you along the way.
Mm-hmm.
There is some story about her mother is the evil presence in this game, and you're the only one that can take the mother out. But then you died 300 years ago, but you were resurrected now. So, and now you play cards. But it's cool so far. I think the characterization of the Super Marvel characters is very similar to the movies, but it's not the same people. It's not the same voices. But Iron Man has the same humor. It's, Doctor Strange has the same sort of like movements and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So, and when you go into, so far, every time you go into a combat, it's like a pre-selected set of characters. But I think in the future, you can probably just choose who you want to be in there. So I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping I don't have the wrong set of games where I have two similar games, Unicorn Overlord and Midnight Suns at the same time. But we'll see. So I like to have different games going on that gives me just kind of different experiences.
But Marvel's more of a card-based game, isn't it?
It's all card-based. You have to build up your deck. It's not, I mean, obviously Unicorn Overlord is not a card game, but you have to build up your army and you do these turn-based attacks and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying Midnight Suns a lot more. It's also a long game too. Did you ever see a game that you started playing and you liked, and then you realize how long it was, and then you're like not sure if you want to play it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. This one is writing that line right now, where it's like, this is cool, but I don't know if it's 60 hours cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm enjoying it, so we'll play it for now. See what happens. I can bail off this game. I didn't buy it, so I can bail if I need to. So I'm enjoying it. I'm going to play it. It's a great Portal game, by the way. I've been playing it handheld a lot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it plays really well in the Portal. So, yeah, cool stuff. What are you playing?
Nice. I'm charting through my backlog. I played through all of SteamWorld Dig 2. I don't know. Nice. I don't remember how or why it made me want to play this, and then I remembered I owned this game from a long time ago, and I just never played it. So I decided to boot it up. Fantastic. What a fun game. I mean, the mechanics of it, the uniqueness of it. I mean, if you never played this game, essentially it's kind of like a steampunk world theme, and right, I guess is the best way to describe it. And you are kind of you're a miner in a sense, and you're digging down and collecting gems. And I love the loop of going to collect your gems, go back up top to the town, go to the shop, upgrade your equipment, go back down, go a little bit further, go back up. It's just, you can do in that loop of, I'm just going to keep trying to farm in more gems to upgrade, or I'm going to go try to explore this cave, or I'm going to go try to do this quest, or I'm going to try to advance the story. And you can kind of just find the loop that works for you and just trying to go back and forth. But the mechanic of trying to just digging around through the ground and drilling through different areas, it's just it worked. And it's not, this is not a long game, less than 10 hours, I want to say. But really enjoyed it. SteamWorld Dig 2. One of those, maybe I should have played the first one first, and now I feel like you go backwards, it's not going to be as good. But
yeah, this game is it's a lot better than the first one in that it's just much more evolved. The first one is good, but yeah, the second one is really special. You actually make me want to kind of go back and play it again too.
It was fun. I mean, you could play it in a weekend definitely. If you really
it's a pretty short game, but that's what makes them all great. All the SteamWorld games are all fairly short. Heist, I don't know if you've played Heist.
Perfect. No, but I might start digging into no pun intended, into some of these other like games. I love the world of it, right? And it's fun. It was really fun. Better than
there's Heist. Quest is like the deck builder.
Yeah.
It's not as good as it really could have been, I think. It's one of those games where you're building a deck, but you're getting the same cards no matter what you do. So, like, it kind of reminded me of like Dicey Dungeon. Remember when we talked about Dicey Dungeon, and I said, well, I like Slay the Spire better because every time you play a run of Slay the Spire, you really are putting together a unique deck. When you play SteamWorld Quest, you just end up with the same cards no matter what. It's like you can't talk to your friend and said, what deck are you rolling? They're going to have the same cards. So from that point, it wasn't a big success. But, it's a card-based battle system game, so it was still fun. Heist is cool because it's like a 2D side view, and you have to it's almost like Worms Remember the Worms games?
Yeah.
It's almost like Worms, where you have to do these different these
But
turn-based
they're like battles.
attacks.
It's not like a beat 'em up side scroller.
Right. It's
It's
turn-based. And you try to
okay.
like throw weapons off a wall and hit somebody, and you have to do things in the right way, make
Yeah,
sure
looking at
you're not
some
in the way of an
images.
attack. I did love Heist. Heist is really fun, but the dig games are really cool.
Did SteamWorld Build come out yet?
It did.
I
Yeah.
know Tim was into that. He liked it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know how well it did. I don't really hear a lot of people talk about it. It does have a DLC coming out.
That's something more I'd play on like my phone. I don't think I'd play that type of game on like my Switch, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
anyway.
No, but that's out.
Yeah, well, I got sucked into like the series a little bit. It was cool.
The
Um,
Steamiverse.
the other one to shock you, John, I've been playing has been Hollow Knight. I just said, you know what? It's about time. I give it a go. And I'm about 6 hours in, so I feel like enough time to give a really strong opinion on it. Uh it's okay. I mean, let's be honest. I knew going into this game, it's this Metroidvania, right? So I said, let me put that aside. I'm not going to hold that against the game, but I want to see the hype that everyone talks about, right? When I went to PAX East, let me tell you how many cosplays of Hollow Knight there were, more than any other character. So I was like, maybe
Really?
this game, yeah, weird. I know. I don't know why. I bet you I've seen at least 5 or 6 of them. So I said, let me just give it a general. I know Silksong, everyone always keeps talking about it. Like, I want to be part of that hype train to understand and see it. So let me give it a go. And again, knowing Metroidvania is like, I might just hate this game. But then I thought back to Ori, and I said, well, I kind of loved Ori, and Ori was essentially a Metroidvania. So I give it a go. At first, it was a little like the controllers. You're still trying to understand them. You feel very weak. I still feel weak, to be honest.
You will always feel weak.
Yeah, you just feel weak. Like you're hitting like these little tiny bugs 3 times to kill them. Or 4 times, and I was like, that should be like a 1 or 2 hitter, and I haven't upgraded my weapon yet. Maybe there is. I have done a lot of upgrades. My biggest pain is, and again, maybe this is me just not liking Metroidvania, is there's zero, and I mean zero direction on what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, and I know again, I'm gonna keep bringing that back up. Like, you having to like buy your map. There was one time I finally found the map guy, which is annoying too. Like, if you want to make me buy the map, maybe just go to the shop and buy the map. Don't make me have to find the guy and then buy the map from him, because one, I couldn't find him for half of the time. And then one time I found him, I didn't have enough money to buy it. And I'm like, I'll never remember where this guy was. Like, but overall, putting all this shit aside, I'm kind of enjoying it. Like it was one of those games. I'm like, man, I wanna pick it up. I want to play again. It's one of those games. Also, though, it's also hard to look up what you're trying to do because you don't really know what you're trying to do. I find that
Right.
hard. Like, if I was wanting to look up a walkthrough or a guide, I wouldn't even really know what to type in besides the name of the area I'm in on the map.
Right. Yep.
Right. So, I mean, I have gotten a few power ups. I got the dash. I got the wall jump. I think I got one other one. I can't remember yet. But and then I bought a few things that helped me along the way. But I have no idea. I'm like to think I'm probably 40% done. I mean, how long is these games? Probably 10 to 15 hours.
It took Michelle 100 hours.
Stop it.
But I honestly, it took her 100 hours, but I was listening to someone on IGN one time, and they said it's a fairly quick game. It's under 20 hours, like 15.
Okay.
And I'm like, I hadn't played it yet, and I was like,
Michelle,
what? Wait a minute, Michelle, what's going on here?
You're doing something
Just
wrong.
did something wrong. So,
But
yeah.
I know you've talked about this past. She loves the game.
She loved the game because she just liked the character. She liked the mood, the setting, all that stuff.
I agree.
She hated the bosses. Like I had to fight bosses for her a lot. They're really hard.
A lot of them are pattern driven, right?
Mhm.
It kind of reminds me of Cuphead because you hit so weak. It's just
Mhm.
the pattern. You just gotta get the pattern down. That's the 3 of them that I fought so far.
Right. And
But
you
yeah,
have a little weapon. You have this little nail
this
that you
little
use.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it
do you upgrade it ever, or is it really irrelevant?
you can upgrade it, but it's not going to turn into like a 20-foot nail. It's going to still be a nail.
Yeah.
It I was surprised you were playing this because I would say of all the Metroidvanias I've ever played, it's nowhere near the top of the list at all. I think it's done very well. It's very
Mhm.
pretty and all that, but like you get finding the maps is difficult. Most of the
Yeah.
maps are difficult to find. And then you have like that, there's that system where you can have like a couple of upgrades at any given time and then eventually more. But
Yep.
one of the upgrades is to
Oh, yeah.
show where you are on the map. Like you
You had to
literally
buy that,
you have to buy that.
and it takes up a slot.
It takes up a slot. Yeah. And it's like, why would I ever get rid of this? I need this.
You need that. That's
And it's a little
ridiculous.
silly they did
I'm
that.
glad you brought that up.
It keeps you feeling very underpowered. So that's like, Metroidvania, Axiom Verge. I mean, not Metroidvania, Metroid Dread, Axiom Verge, Blasphemous. They're all like, to me, much better Metroidvanias. I never really loved
Mhm.
Hollow Knight at all. So I'll
Yeah.
be curious to see what you think at the end.
I'm gonna keep going unless I just get so lost and frustrated that I quit. But I'm gonna try to play through it all. I will say, like the story or lack of story, I'm still not really 100% sure what the mission is here. This town and stuff, but it's no Ori where the music and story is just grabbing at you, which
Hmm.
makes you want to keep playing the game, right? So
Yeah. You can see now, though, the Will of the Wisps is very much inspired by Hollow Knight. 'Cause
yeah,
remember the first story game was the first, it stood on its own. But
yep,
Will of the Wisps was like, oh wow, they took a lot from Hollow Knight.
yeah, I can see that
And
now.
yeah, they definitely improved upon sort of the dynamics of Hollow Knight. I'll be curious. There are some areas in this game where you want to scream, like it makes you feel like you're buried alive,
Yeah,
and
and I
it's
do hate the
miserable.
concept of dying, and then you lose all of your gold, and you have to go back and try to find your ghost, and it's like it's not
Hmm.
easy to travel around. There's not a lot of those little stations that you can get around. Like it's just
Yeah.
the teleporting. Like I wish there was almost maybe there is eventually I'll unlock it, a way to teleport better or something back to town, but then you have to get. I don't know,
Hmm.
but what I have right now blows. And everything's so expensive. Like I'm trying to save my money up for the it's like the light or the flashlight. I don't know what it is, but everything's much like you can go to dark areas now.
Hmm.
And it's like 1,800. I'm like, I don't even think I've ever had 1,000. And then one time I got to like 1,100, and then I died, and I was like, oh my god, I have to go so far into the game to get back to where I was to try to save myself. And it's just, it's never happened. What if you die? You get the little ghost you have to go find, and then you
Hmm.
die again before you get to him.
Yeah, you
Is that
lose it.
it's gone? You lose it all.
Yeah, that's like the souls thing. You have that one
Yeah.
chance to get that ghost. If you die, you have to look for the ghost of that new character that died, which is probably going to be a lot more broke than the one before it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that other first one is gone. All that money
Yep.
is gone.
Yeah, it's almost exactly Souls like in that way.
Ugh.
I don't think there's anything different. I think that's the way it is.
Well, let's hope
So,
that doesn't happen.
that's why when you die, you're like, should I go back and at least get my money back and then maybe leave?
Yeah.
Or no, I don't want to do that. So
Hmm.
yeah. I was just listening to an episode of NVC today, and the guy who's Tom Marks, who's a big Hollow Knight fan, actually said that the first time he played, he says it was kind of miserable and he stopped playing. And he said like the first like 5 to 10 hours of the game are kind of a big obstacle to players. Like a
Mhm.
lot of people will quit or whatever. I don't remember that being a specific thing, but yeah, you are very underpowered early on. I think once you start opening up some areas and
Yep.
start feeling like, oh, there's, at least if you get stuck in one area, it's like, oh, there's this other area I can go to at least.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's the other problem. You have to spend money on like tokens. At least like if I could put like a little token on the map that says, "Hey, come back here later." But I
Mm.
was like 500 500. I was like, no, I don't want to spend 500 on a token. Like just give me the marker, you know?
You're just gonna have to grind some cash for like a day.
I know. But it's not fun grinding those enemies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see how it goes. We'll see in 2 weeks if I'm still playing this game, if I moved on to Grounded.
Episode 202, Hollow Knight sucks. That's what it's gonna be. All right, let's manscape this.
John, this episode is brought to you by the spring cleaning champions Manscaped. This season, make sure to groom your carpets and the drapes with the leaders and blow the waste groom and clean out the winter bush with Manscaped Lawnmowers 5.0 and watch your confidence bloom like the springtime flowers. Embrace the season and join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our special code offer. Go to manscaped.com and use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off and free shipping.
What a deal.
What a deal.
I need to shave, actually. I need to use my
me too.
My hedge trimmer. I'm feeling a little fluffy here. You can see my gray really comes in. Ooh, it's gray. All right. Slay the Spire 2 finally got formally announced this week. I don't know that I knew that they were working on this at all.
I didn't.
We got a little promo video. We got some looks at the game.
Mm-hmm.
What is your general feeling? They said early access 2025. So what do you think? Maybe released late 2025, 2026?
I'm not
sure.
Know. So here I pulled up the Steam page. So there's actually a lot of information and screenshots if you haven't done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we know of two of the characters the same, the Ironclad and the Silent being my favorite. And then we have the newer one, the Necro Binder.
Right. The skeleton looking guy.
Says a wandering lets you seeks to bind the forgotten corpse, calls upon her trusty left hand. What does that say? Osty in combat. Yeah, when I'm looking at these screenshots, it does have a different look, which I love. It has that Hades type art style. There's some new screens that I'm curious on, and what is this? What does that mean? But when you look at the actual interface, let's call it, it looks pretty much identical to what we know today. I mean, again, a lot could change, right? Yep. This is just early screenshots, but I mean, even like the relics they're showing are like the same relics that we already have in Slay the Spire 1.
Right. Yeah, like that silent one. Yeah.
It has the regeneration one. It has like that snake oil one that changes up like the mana. That yeah. So I'm curious. Even all of this stuff, the relics, the potions, all those seem the same. So with that being said, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, man, is this game going to be a different type of game than we're used to? Right? Like it almost felt like it's not just it's going to be the Slay the Spire lore, but maybe it's like a side-scrolling type Dead Cells type game. I didn't, it was a lot. Who knows what we're going to get? But looking at these screenshots, it looks pretty damn identical to Slay the Spire 1, which I don't know if that's good
or bad. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't figure it out either. Am I mad? Or is this like a Slay the Spire remake?
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure. But there is some stuff about the game on Steam. I'm going to read through a little bit. So it's not long. It's only a page. It says the Spire awakens. Civilization has waited 1,000 years for the Spire to reopen its doors. So does that mean 1,000 years later is when this game takes place? Return to the Spire and face friends and foes in this sequel to the quintessential roguelite deck builder.
What was that word?
Quintessential. That's
quintessential.
How high will you ascend and what truths lie on the top? Deck building galore. New Slayers join the fray with their own sets of cards, mechanics, and personalities. Try more. Archetypes and master, blah, 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 blah. In ever-changing Spire, we kind of knew that. That's always the same. The Spire isn't what it used to be. New enemies, events, treasures await as the rooms and items you discover change each time you play. Again, nothing new. Try risky builds or play it safe as you explore countless different strategies, find yourself in peculiar scenarios, and confront the bosses of each act. And then they have these cute little mushroom guys, this little flying guy, and this looks like some type of mouse and a robot thing. New ways to play that aren't yet announced. See, what does that mean?
I wonder if there's like a campaign to it, because remember Gordian Quest?
Yes.
was like, card battlers, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that seemed different about it was there was a whole campaign. There
True.
was a roguelike mode, but there was a campaign. So I wonder if you could get a little like Slay the Spire campaign going. You got to do these things with your decks, but it's not a roguelike. That would be cool.
Yeah, then this the last one is kind of odd. It says rebuilt from the ground up. Slay the Spire 2 was completely rewritten from the ground up in a new game engine.
Nobody cares, right? Like,
But sure, why wouldn't it be?
well,
You know?
so they're going away from Unity because I think they were pretty critical of the
Yeah.
Unity's sort of like new sort of tier
Yeah.
status.
Yep.
But like nobody cares. I don't care. It's like rewritten. This is a 2D
Yeah.
game. You can write it whatever you want. It's not like you're going to go to Unreal 5 or something like that. Who cares?
Agreed.
But yeah, they're rebuilding it. But they rebuilt the same thing.
So in short, after reading all this stuff, watching the videos, went through Reddit a little bit, it seems like we know nothing about this fucking game.
Well, we know it looks like it's going to be Slay the Spire. There might be some other game modes, but there's at least Slay the Spire.
Yep.
We know there's at least 2 of the same characters, but there's at least 1 new character. From what I see of it, there definitely is more detail to the enemies, but because you don't see animation, so I can't tell you how they feel. But like the Ironclad looks like a person. Like to me, Ironclad just looks like, I don't know, whatever. But like there's more detail and fidelity to the art. But on the other hand, I'm seeing the same ghostly armor card. I'm seeing the same relics. I'm seeing whatever. And that's fine if there's some new aspects to it and it feels like a remake of a game I love. I'm not like mad or anything like that.
Agreed.
But it's like, how different will this game be? Will this game come like, remember Rogue Legacy 2?
Yes.
Where there was some new stuff that kept us interested. But overall, I feel like I liked Rogue Legacy 1 because it was a fresh new experience.
Yeah,
and even though Rogue Legacy 2 had some better things going for it, it also, a lot of it felt the same too.
Agreed. I agree though with I would love some type of campaign mode. I just live and breathe. I love Slay the Spire. I'd like to see some lore, a little bit more storyline about these characters. Like, who is the Ironclad? Like, what is he? What's his background? Why is he in the Spire? What is the Spire? Like, why are we defeated?
Right.
You know what I'm saying though? Like
the Spire has opened up again, and it's like I never even knew there was a story to the first game.
Yeah,
like,
so I would love to see like a little bit more about the story. I know deck builders aren't built around that, but why not? Give it a little and make it like you said, a campaign mode, right? So every time I play it, I don't have to relive the story, but let me like play the campaign mode, beat it, and then the ascension levels, I don't need to know the story anymore. I already played through the first part of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something like that. I mean, I'm excited. Regardless, like you said, I'm excited, but it might be the same. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yep, I feel the same way. I'm excited that it's a thing. I'm upset we might not see it for a couple of years, but whatever. I'm not. When are we really waiting with our fingernails for a game to come out? There's always so many other things to play.
Agreed.
So I'll be really to see what this is. Maybe it'll be Switch 2 title. I mean, it definitely will be, right?
I would.
Unless Nintendo just waits.
Never know.
We just never know anymore. Star Wars Outlaws got some more footage. We got a story trailer and some new cutscenes, some new characters in the game. Now, I'm not a Star Wars person, but it was very cool to see Jabba the Hutt in this one. I don't know much about the other lore, and this is story trailer stuff, so it's all sort of pre-rendered cutscene, whatever. Like, not interesting to me. But we've already seen gameplay for this game too. But
it seems like a lot of the Star Wars nerds were like, "Oh my god, they're putting that character into the Star."
Yeah, you're like, I don't know, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not reading the books and all this other stuff, but well, John, this seems like the game that could bring me back. You know where I'm going with this? To the Luna. This will be coming to Luna, and it's if there's nothing else to play. I mean, I'm not as excited as I was about Avatar, but maybe this is time to boot it back up.
This really exposes a huge flaw in the Luna and I guess Ubisoft's subscription plan. Because Ubisoft they have a bunch of titles, right? The company been around. They have a lot of big open world games, a lot of AAA titles, whatever. But I feel like they put Avatar on this thing on Ubisoft Plus. They had Prince of Persia on Ubisoft Plus, and then in August Star Wars will be on. But I feel like the way you're doing it is probably way more common for them, in that people will get Ubisoft Plus for a month, play through a game, and then just put it down.
Yeah.
Like, is Ubisoft Plus something that people are going to really want to stay in an Ubisoft world? Does that really, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to go play all the other games.
And
You
that's
even
definitely
mentioned,
why it's $18, right? Because they probably know that.
yeah, but if somebody is paying $18 to play, a game for a month that was $70,
Sure.
they're kind of like, stealing sales. I'm just really curious, because you had mentioned after playing Avatar that you might try some like Assassin's Creed games or whatever, but then you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious what their plan is here, because if you have PS Plus or Game Pass, there's more than just Ubisoft games. There's a variety. They're coming more often. And Ubisoft actually had a pretty good stretch where they had Avatar come out in December, and then Prince of Persia come out January. But then, this comes out in August, right? You can't put out a big game every month. That they just had this moment.
Yeah, those are some big games.
They had a couple, yeah.
I mean, I personally love Ubisoft, right? I know sometimes it's mixed feelings with certain people, but I mean, hell, I just played through. We both just played through Mario and Rabbids, right? I've been on the Ubisoft kick.
Yeah, but I freaking hate it.
Did you ever finish it? You didn't print it up.
No. I finished the Tower of Doom. I did like 3 levels.
Yeah, did you do the second one? The one that I told you was not fun?
I haven't started the second one yet.
You don't.
It's still on my backlog, but I don't know why I even want to. I bought the DLC, so I need to play them.
You made me play them.
I bought the DLC, and you were like, "Oh, maybe I'll buy the DLC." I didn't tell you to buy the DLC, but
you did.
There is a lot of Ubisoft games I like. There's a lot that I despise. They're kind of hit and miss with me. But it's a big ask in an industry where there's people that have Game Pass and Xbox, PS Plus and PlayStation, to then say, here's another service you have to pay for. That's a big ask for people.
Listen, everything that Luna I wanted out of it has delivered. I'll be honest, it's
one
perfect.
thing.
No, that's not true. I played a few games when it first came out. I subscribe to the Jackpot's party games when I have people over for that one time, and it's friggin' worth it because I can jump around between all the games I want, and you get access to all of them, right?
Yeah, but you don't have access anymore. You're not paying for it.
No, but it's like $5 a month for that. So if somebody comes over my house and we want to do it once every 4 months, it's $5 to play with a bunch of people.
Right.
It's worth it.
Right. You're saying like renting. It's like renting.
It's like renting a movie. I rent it every time for $5 when somebody comes over.
Okay.
If we want to play it. So, I mean, it works, and it's easy to play it anywhere, any TV. It's easy. So, I mean,
but you're not
it works
currently, you have a free subscription to it now. When's the last time you played it?
I think Evan actually was playing it today, believe it or not. I don't know what he was playing, but I think he had it.
Yeah. I mean,
but no, I haven't. To your point, I have not played it in a while.
I think some of the best ways to play these services is to do it 1 month at a time. Go in, load up a few games. I know I've done it. Hambone's done it. Get a few games that you're thinking about, and you go, I'm gonna buy it for this month, and I'm gonna just and then unsubscribe. That's really the way to do it. Now, it's not the way they want you to do it. They kind of lose money on you when you do it that way.
They want you to either forget, or they want me to play Avatar, and then, like you said, like, oh, maybe he'll play Assassin's Creed, and he'll just keep subscribing, and then he's addicted, and now he's playing 4 Assassin's Creeds, and it didn't happen. Yeah. But I'm sure it's happened to other people.
Oh, yeah.
But like, if you finish Avatar, and you still have like 15 days left on your subscription, let's say 2-3 weeks, sometimes, but let me start my next game, and then maybe you don't finish it. Now it carries over the next month, and they just got another $18 out of you.
Yeah.
I think I might, depending on what's happening in August in the Nintendo world, there's a chance I might give it a go. Worst case, it's $18 and I hate it and I can't get into it.
Right.
It's
No,
not like
looks really good.
$70, $80.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does look good. So Wild Frost is coming to iOS. Is that that's
it's already
happening?
out. It's out.
Okay.
It's now out. I downloaded it. You can, right when you boot it up, it says play the demo or purchase the game. I said, F it. Let me just purchase the game. It's a good mobile game. I played it. I want to give it another go. So I bought it and it was $6.99, so $7. I played through it once. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I literally did all this yesterday or this morning. I don't even know what day it was.
Right.
But
cutting into your
plays
Slay the Spire
fine.
time.
It plays fine. I don't mind supporting games. I mean, not Blizzard buying this game twice. But yeah, Wild Frost. If you haven't played it, another deck building game. Cute little art design. This is like kind of that. You're building that town that gives you more upgrades and unlocking more different characters. I guess you could call it. I don't really remember. I'm still learning.
There's different like factions.
Factions. That's the word I was looking
for. Yeah, it's got a bunch of that.
So, John and I, we both loved this game. Look back, I think we did a whole special on it, but really short.
We didn't love it.
We didn't love it. We loved it before it came out. Let's
we
put
were
it that
excited
way.
for it before it came out. I don't think either of us actually loved it.
No, the biggest flaw in this game was, and this is not just me and John here. This is internet wide. It was too difficult.
Yeah,
it was very hard for what you got. Like you'd be doing a really good run, and then all of a sudden you came up against a boss that has like 200 health, and you're hitting like 3 at a time.
That seems to be a problem early on. I thought the biggest problem was you would have this great build where you were, every time I attack everybody in the row. And then if somebody hits me, I attack them back. And then you would have one battle where it was like, oh, hey, if you hit this guy, you lose health.
Oh, that's right.
And then my guy would keep hitting back. And it was like, there was no way to like re-equip yourself. Like once you put a charm on a card, it was permanent. And you would think, you don't use those cards, but you could only have like 3 cards at a time. And then it didn't really vibe the way Slay the Spire did. And it was very hard. And a lot of people who would like beat it felt like it required a lot of luck. I actually, since the last episode, I started playing it again. And they have made, because remember they had that roadmap of changes they were going to make. Yep. So they've gone through the roadmap and they did make some changes. And the biggest change that I told you was when you beat, it's the same thing as Slay the Spire. You have to go through 3 runs and then you win. But at the end of each run, you got to pick between 3 different upgrades, and they were just boring and the same upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Now they give you 5 possibilities and you get to pick 2. So you really feel like you can synergize better because you have more choice. And not, unlike Slay the Spire, you can actually pick more than one. You don't have to be like agonizing over which one to pick. So that was better. And then, you build out your town. I think that's largely the same, but I think it was a little bit different as well. And it is fun at times. It's not the worst deck builder I ever played, but I still haven't beat it yet or whatever. So I can't super advocate for it, but it also is very sounds bad, but like it's very playable. So if you're really looking for a new deck builder and you haven't played Wild Frost, you might really like it. And I think they have improved the game since.
And if you're looking for a new like mobile game, I mean it works okay with the mobile so far. I've only played a little bit. I played like one little run. I didn't even beat the first boss, but
yeah,
$7. I would recommend it for $7 if you never played it. I guess is what I'm saying. More to come.
I would still say I think I like Balatro better than Wild Frost. And I didn't love Balatro, but I still play Balatro.
I'll say this. Balatro is more what's the word? I guess user friendly in that snappiness of wanting to play another round. And the quit is the snappiness of it, right?
You can really fly through it, yeah.
Wild Frost, you do have to stop and think, and it's more strategy.
You know what's funny is that Balatro has that design where when you're about to play a hand, you don't know how many points you're going to score. Like you don't know. You have a feel that this should be a high scoring hand, but you actually don't know. And so you have this feeling of, ooh, I hope I do it. I hope I do it. And the score is going boing, doing, doing,
Yeah,
doing.
that's the point.
And that's really fun. Wild Frost was the same thing. I remember when we played it, it didn't really tell you how much damage you're about to take. You have to actually look at the board and go, oh boy, I'm probably going to die here.
I'm going to die here. I got to do
Right.
something.
Slay the Spire would tell you, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to die. But for some reason, it works so much better for Balatro than I think it does for Wild Frost, because with Wild Frost, there's so much weird calculation going on, and you have characters with countdowns and characters with bounce backs, and there's randomness too. You can get.
And if I remember back, Wes was one of the comments we said they need to tell you how much damage is going to get done to each character. Put a little like -7 above the card or something.
Yeah, but remember, some of the attacks from the enemies are I forget what they call them, but like they can hit anybody. So you
don't even know. That's right.
That's where the luck came in.
It was the luck.
Yeah, like you needed that luck. Oh, if he hits this character, then they won't bounce back and stuff like that.
Too late. I'm committed. I spent $7.
Yeah, I think they did improve it a lot though, so that's why I had jumped back into it. So I had a question, because you played SteamWorld Dig 2.
Yeah.
You were asking about games to play. You're playing Hollow Knight. You seem to be backlogging. Now,
I am.
I know you're backlogging because there's nothing to play.
Mm-hmm.
But what's on your backlog?
There's a few, and a lot of them come from your recommendations in the past or other podcasts talking about it. But ever since you've played Portal, the Portal 1 and 2 collection, I added that to my backlog. I put it on my wish list, waiting for it to jump on sale. Maybe I'll grab it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this isn't one that I'm jumping all over, but I've heard you and I've heard other people say good things. I know it's not a long game. So I said, hell, I might as well give it a go.
Yeah, they're both great.
The other one a lot of people have always talked about, and I'm looking for some input here, Limbo and then Inside. I don't know a lot about these, so this isn't definitely on my backlog, but a lot of people have talked about it enough for me to add it to my list, and when the time comes, look it up and do a little bit more research on it. But I always see them. They're always on the eShop.
Just today, I went on the eShop to look at the deals. When I'm bored, I always look at the deals. And there they were again, Limbo and Inside. They're on sale again. And it reminds me how much that drives me crazy, because Wario's, Threads account is always like, oh, Limbo's on sale. Inside is on sale. These games have been around for so long, and they constantly go on sale, and then people talk about they're on sale. I'm just kind of sick of Limbo and Inside. So they're both good games. Inside's the second one. It's better. It's more graphically rich, whatever. But they're both good games. I'm so sick of them, though. I'm just so sick of them.
Would I like them?
Neither one of them will tell you a story. Neither one of them will. It's almost like a game that you'll forget about after you finish playing, but you will have had a good time playing that game. That's what I'll say about it. They're enjoyable games, and you'll be like, "That was good. All right, what's next?"
And I'll forget about it. Yeah,
they're not with you.
They're short too, aren't they?
Yeah, Limbo's shorter than Inside. But they're both pretty short. I think they're both like 4 hours or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I
On
finished
my list.
Limbo, I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, wow, I'm done already? Okay. I think it was like 2 sit downs. They're both good. Yeah. If you can get them for a few bucks, sure.
Okay. Hogwarts Legacy is still on my list. This is one of these games that I know is going to be a little bit of investment compared to the games I've been playing lately. I mean, I like Harry Potter, but it's one of those games that's like, you need to just start it, and then I'll be invested. I'll be into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just, but starting it seems like, man, it's going to be like a whole new mechanics and a big open world, and I'm going to learn this. Like, it's just, I know it's going to be a lot, which is okay. I just have to say, this is the game I'm going to be playing for a little while and just invest in it, and I can't pull the trigger yet. I've been playing all these other smaller games that I know I can wrap up within a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's a larger investment.
So,
but at least, I mean, there's a story and everything to it.
Yeah, of course. Another small one, Cat Quest 2. I bought this immediately after I beat Cat Quest 1 because it was on sale. I said, I liked that game. I'll play the second one someday. I think this was a Hambone special, turned me onto it. And this is a fun game if you never played it. Kind of a unique hack and slash type battle-ish system. And I'm sure the second one's even better than the first one. And now there's a third one still in the works with pirates.
Yeah, they just announced that one, right?
Yeah, yep, the pirates and all that. So I'll play this one probably sooner than later. Um, Next one is Pikmin 3. Cannot wait to play this game. I think I've already told everyone I bought it for my wife. She might be hearing me, but we'll be playing it soon. And then, John, I did buy Rayman Legends after playing Ubisoft has been suckering me in, and I played the stupid Sparks of Hope, and it made me. I'll be honest, never played a Rayman game, so playing Sparks of Hope never really gave me any connection to the character because in the third DLC, as you guys may or may not know, Rayman's kind of the main star of it. And I was like, all right, I don't really know anything about this character. He has this, wind up punch mechanic. Is that what he does in all these games, or is this a new thing? So I was like, and then we talked about it last episode. Like, oh yeah, Rayman Legends is a really good platformer. So I went online and I looked, and it was like 90% off because that's what Ubisoft does. So I said, hell, let me just buy it. John says it's a solid game, and a lot of people say this. So I bought it. I will say, I started it, and I didn't. I enjoy it. It actually, first of all, looks fantastic on the Switch. It looks really good. It's exactly what you said. It's a fun platformer game. I played probably like 5 levels, a lot of collectibles and stuff, and I was just like, this is actually a good game. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not in the mood. Sometimes you're just not in the mood for a game. I said, I think for whatever reason, Hollow Knight kept calling my name. I said, I'm just gonna play Hollow Knight, and I will go back and play this. I will definitely not collect everything, but I will play through the game and beat all of the bosses and enjoy it. But
there's so much variety to it. Like you might really get into it.
Let me ask a question though. You can change to a lot of different characters, a lot of playable characters. Do they all have the same exact mechanics, or are there?
I don't remember, honestly.
Okay,
I don't.
yeah.
I played it on the Wii U. I haven't played it. I bought it on the Switch when they ported it, like very early in the Switch life cycle. It's still in the plastic. I haven't played it yet, but I want to play through it again. I love that game to death.
Okay, it's cool. It's some good. Like I said, it looks kind of has that like Donkey Kong Country, like some of the newer ones feel, but kind of has that 3D-ish background, right? But you're really on the forefront of it, and kind of even some of the new Mario games where you kind of go between like the background and the foreground,
right,
of the screen. So yeah, it's cool. It's nifty. Again, never played a Rayman game, so I'm trying to understanding the lore a little bit and the different mechanics of it, but it's solid.
Yeah, this was my first Rayman game too.
Yeah,
and I think only.
That's my main backlog right now. I went through my list when I saw you have this question on there for me, and that's kind of the plan. Obviously, Paper Mario's coming out soon, and Grounded, I might jump on that. So that might put something on the backlog. But
there's always something coming out, right? When we say there's nothing to play in the Switch, it's just because there's nothing like exciting or whatever. But there's always some.
We're depressed.
There's
it's
always
like,
something.
No matter what they say or put out, it's not Switch 2. So in the back of our mind, we'll be a little sad about it.
Yeah. I have a little bit of a backlog of games I want to play too now. I am playing through Unicorn Overlord right now. I don't know how long I will be for that one. I do want to play Fez. That's the game that turns between 3D and 2D. It's fairly old. I've always wanted to play it. When they announced this game and it came out, I think it was Shadow Dropped when it came out. Michelle bought it. So I'm actually going to go grab her Switch probably this week and just play a little Fez to see if I like it. So I don't buy it, and then not like it. So I'm going to play it on hers. I think she played it a little bit. I don't think she ever finished it or anything. Axiom Verge 2 is a game I've been wanting to play. I love Axiom Verge to death. It is one of my favorite games, especially one of my top probably 3 Metroidvanias.
Wow.
And then I replayed it one time because I was gonna play Axiom Verge 2 like shortly after it came out, and I replayed it, and then I never played Axiom Verge 2. So I'm getting pretty close to, all right, it's time to play. I actually own Axiom Verge 2 through PS Plus monthly. So I think I'm gonna play Axiom Verge again, and then go right into Axiom Verge 2. I'm gonna try it again, but I really want to play Axiom Verge 2. That is definitely on the backlog. I've got the 2 Mario Rabbids DLCs. We'll see how long they stay on my backlog. I still have Cult of the Lamb on my backlog, and there's always something that jumps in front of it.
That's fun.
There's always something. I want to play In Stars and Time. It's kind of like a black and white. It's kind of like an Undertale, I think. There's like a game to it, but it's also a narrative sort of adventure too.
Okay.
I really want to play that one. Everything else is just games on the Switch that I'm still waiting to come out.
Yeah.
But I have Stellar Blade, Star Wars Outlaws, and then Beyond Two Souls. That's another narrative game out there. But that is it for my backlog. Also, a Metroidvania called Ultros, which I don't think is on the Switch, but it's on PlayStation. So, and then I have this little list that I maintain of games I want to get back to or repeat. I still have Gordian Quest on here. I have Axiom Verge. I want to replay Celeste.
I haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I want to kind of replay that one. I want to finally beat The Binding of Isaac.
Never played it.
It is a favorite roguelike of mine. There is a way you can beat the game, but then like you have to beat it in a longer stretch, and I never did that part.
It never goes on sale. Like never. And it's $40. I refuse to pay it for it.
I bought the physical copy that I think came out the first month the Switch was out.
Oh.
And that was the first time I played it, and I really enjoyed it. But
yeah, but you complain about the guide and not listing shit, and
it doesn't list the items and all that stuff. Yeah, there is talk that they're gonna start putting that in the game. I really want to play through that and beat that, though. I think it's a really good roguelike. And then this weekend, I put on my list. I really want to play Pokemon Legends Arceus again.
I still need to play that. I should put that on my backlog.
I rolled credits, but there is like a more true ending where you have to kind of do everything. And the problem that I hit was I actually never believed you would have to do everything when I was playing it the first time. And then when I hit the end and it's like, okay, do everything. And I'm like, wait a minute. I could have done everything when I saw all the Pokemon in the first place, but I didn't know. So I would have to go and find them all over again. I really enjoyed it though. So I think I might just do a replay and then try to do everything in that game.
Now that's one that you don't have to trade with people, right? Because it's all internal.
I don't think there's trading because in order to complete your Pokedex, you have to accomplish things.
Okay.
You have to do activities to complete it.
And you get a Pokemon.
Yeah, just catching a Pokemon is not enough. It's like you have to capture multiple ones, or you have to capture them while they're taking a shit or something like that. Like that's how that one works. Yeah. And it makes it more fun. But yeah, I can't remember if there's trading or not in that one. But it's very different from the other Pokemon, and it's very enjoyable. So I think I've been wanting to replay a Pokemon game. I keep thinking about playing the original, and I'm like it doesn't have XP share and all that stuff. I'm still casual. But Arceus, I think I want to replay Arceus.
Nice.
All right, I got a question for you.
Okay.
This whole section of the show depends. Did you see the BAFTA top? Don't type anything in. Top 21 most iconic video game characters of all time?
I have not.
Okay, so the dads talked about it, but BAFTA is an organization in the UK, and they did a player poll, and they listed out the top 20 most iconic video game characters of all time, as voted on by, I think it was like 4,000 people.
Okay.
And I've got a little game for you that we're going to play. I am going to give you 10 tries.
Okay.
To guess the 20 people on the list.
So essentially I have 10 X's. I have 10 incorrect answers I can provide.
You have 10. So I'll give you 10 points for everyone. And you have 10 tries. If you name anybody on the list, I'll give you 10 points.
Okay.
And I want to see where you end up. And then once we're done, we can talk about like who's missing.
Okay.
Whatever. So
all video games from any timeline.
So these are all characters from the entire history of gaming.
Well, I gotta start with our favorite. We're gonna go Mario.
So Mario is number 2 on the list. Okay. So you get 10 points.
We might as well throw his counterpart Sonic right in there as well.
Sonic is number 4 on the list?
Let's go with, I don't know the exact answer here, but I'm going to just say it's got to be something Pokemon like Pikachu. It could be Ash, but Pikachu? I mean, yes, Ash.
Pikachu. Well, you got to give me a character.
Pikachu?
Pikachu is number 12.
12.
On the list.
Okay. Is there more than one Pokemon character on the list?
No, you don't get to ask that question.
What do you mean?
You don't get to ask that question. You got to guess. You want to guess another character?
Ash.
Ash is not on this.
Come on, you fucked me with that one. All right, let's go.
I don't even think Ash is a video game character. Or no, he's in the first game, right?
Let's go with Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is number 6.
Wow.
On the list.
Who am I missing here? It's number 1. Video game character.
Doing pretty good. You got 4 out of the 5.
Lara Croft.
Lara Croft is number 1 on the list.
Is this like legit the most recognized was Lara Croft?
Yeah, according to this, Lara Croft is 1.
Who are they asking? All right. That answer just skewed my entire rest of the game, knowing that she's number 1. All right, where was I going next with that? I'm gonna go with let's go with Samus then. But she might not be. No,
Samus is not on the. No,
that was a bad one. I thought that's not a well recognized. All right, what else do we have from Nintendo? A lot of fucking Nintendo. I gotta stay to what do I know? I mean, you could go to so many places here. Let's go with like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong is not on the list.
What? Not even like old school Donkey Kong?
Nope. Controversial.
That is pretty controversial, I guess, apparently.
Maybe there's some characters from Pine. You should try some Pine characters in here.
What about like the Tetris block? Is that considered a character or do they need like personality?
It's not a character.
Okay, that's not a character. A character.
Anybody from Dwarf?
Dwarf is a person. Hi, give me some hints here. How many more from like Nintendo? I don't want to waste my guesses.
Nope, you got to guess. This is pure guess here. This is the magic.
What was is it most recognizable you said or favorite?
Most iconic video game character.
Bowser.
Bowser is not on the list.
Man. Well, else in my big ones here.
There's definitely some you can get though.
Non-Nintendo, I'm sure.
I can't tell you that, but there's characters you know.
I don't like getting put on the spot.
There's no other way to do this.
If there's no Bowser or Donkey Kong, I'm kind of almost leaning away from like the Mushroom Kingdom universe. Unless they're going to try to curveball you with like a Luigi. Or Goomba.
You have one more guess.
Radio silence here. What is some of the other characters here? Kirby is
not.
I'm getting too loyal to Nintendo, aren't I?
So you scored 50 points. Pretty good. I think that's a pretty good score.
That's not good. There's 20 options. I named 5.
You named 5. You want to go through the list? We'll go from 20 all the way up.
Sure.
Number 20 is Nathan Drake. Name the game.
I fucking almost said him. Nathan Drake is from, it doesn't matter. Next.
Number 19 is Ellie Williams.
Ellie? Because of the show. I thought this is a recent poll.
I mean, I think the show boosted her, but I mean, the game is well known. I mean, it's not a...
Sure.
Number 18 is Kazuma Kiryu.
Don't even know who that is.
Yakuza.
You know that I'm thinking, though, there's probably like a Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter character on this list.
Number 17 is Asterion from, ready? Baldur's Gate 3.
See? Wouldn't have known that.
Very weird. Number 6, Cloud Strife.
What?
Do you know who that is?
Cloud?
Yeah, Cloud.
Oh, Cloud is, yeah.
Number 15, a little bandicoot named Crash.
I would have maybe guessed him if I kept thinking.
Number 14, a little snake named Solid.
I thought of him too, but I didn't. I honestly had him, and I said, no, he's not top 20.
He's definitely. I don't even know like the lore.
Me either, but you see him everywhere. If you
Is Solid
Google,
Snake the one from the first game too, or is it like from the Metal Gear Solid? I don't even know.
yeah, is that like a Lara Croft scenario where he's just the person?
What I mean, Lara Croft is Lara Croft, but I don't know if Solid Snake is the same guy from the first game, or I don't know.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
guess he is.
Like a James Bond.
Yeah, because
It's
there's
just
like
James Bond.
there's like different names for Solid Snake. Like I don't think they're all the same character, but I have no idea. Number 13, ready for this one? Steve.
That's good. That's good. You know what? I get that.
Okay. Number 12 was Pikachu.
See, I was thinking too more like old school. I needed to think more present day.
Well, when you think iconic, you're like, yeah, it shouldn't be a game from a month ago. Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely a weird.
I feel like it shouldn't be a game within the last 5 years.
Right, exactly.
Apparently, I was wrong.
Number 11 is Arthur Morgan. I'll give you $1 million if you can tell me what game.
Arthur Morgan. Resident Evil.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I played that.
Did you?
No, I played the first one.
Oh, you played the first one. Yeah. He's not in the first one.
Wouldn't know. Wouldn't have known if he was anyway.
Number 10, Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. So definitely
that two from that.
I think it's because this poll was probably done when people were going crazy over Baldur's Gate 3. Number 9, Kratos, God of War.
Okay.
Number 8, Master Chief. That's the one I thought you'd get.
I probably would have said the Halo guy. I would have forgot.
A little elf named Link.
Wow, I didn't say Link. What's wrong with me, John?
Number 6 was Pac-Man. Number 5, Sackboy from Little Big Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 was Sonic. Number 3 is, I think, the craziest one. Agent 47 from the Hitman series.
This list blows.
It does blow.
That's on me, though, for not saying Link. I'll take that. But I did say Pac-Man, so we're good.
All right. So you got a 50 out of 100. So now here's the question. I actually went through this whole list on PlayStation Daily, but I want to hear from you. Who's missing from this list?
Well, who'd I say that wasn't on the list? Ash, will throw him away. That doesn't count.
Ash, I don't think is a video game character. I think he's a TV show.
No, I'm fine. Character. I don't think he belongs on the list. I'll say. Okay. I'm trying to think of the other people
you had Samus, Bowser, and Kirby. And
for the most iconic,
and Donkey Kong. Samus, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Kirby.
Kind of belongs. I mean, if you just walked up to like someone like my mom and said, like, what is Donkey Kong? They're like, oh, he's like a video. I feel like you would know.
I agree.
Even from like the 1980s game or all the way up to like present day in the movies and like, I think he's iconic.
I agree with you.
I'd say he's definitely more iconic than even like Bowser or anything like that.
Would you put Bowser on the list?
Kong should be on that list.
Would you put Bowser?
Is missing? I mean, I couldn't even name the ones on there, so ask me to name the ones that aren't on there.
I don't think Zelda. You think Zelda should be on the list?
No. I think Link is. Well, I think people would have, if it's non-video gamers, people think Link is Zelda. But
I know
that's indifferent.
You mentioned fighting games. Anybody from a fighting game?
I think, like, who do you think the most recognizable between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter?
I think Scorpion is the guy.
Read my mind. Like, right. Scorpion. I think if you show that character to someone and say, who is this? Even if they don't know the name, like, oh, that's that guy from Mortal Kombat.
Right. You go, who is this and what does he say?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
If you show someone Snake or Nathan Drake, they're not going to know, like, oh, that's the guy from that video games. Like, they're like, I have no fucking clue who that is.
Right.
But if you showed someone, I think Mortal Kombat deserves Scorpion in there.
Right. Yeah, Scorpion for sure. I want to watch that movie again. I love that. I love
the new one was phenomenal.
This was making a sequel to that.
They are, yeah. I'll watch that again before it comes out.
On my redone list, I added Doom Guy.
Okay. Does he have a name?
No, I think there's two names. Some people call him Doom Guy, and there's another name some people call him. I can't remember. I added Ryu from Street Fighter on there.
Yeah, but see, back to my point was, I think if you showed that character to someone, they would be confused. And when you think iconic,
A little
that's
generic.
that's what I think of iconic is if you show like an average person, could they recognize them as a video game character?
Right.
And if the answer is no, then how iconic are they?
Right. Yeah, I added Scorpion. I added Donkey Kong. I actually put Donkey Kong number 7.
Mm-hmm.
I put Mario as number 1, but I left Lara Croft at number 2. I actually think she is super high. I think Sonic and Pikachu are, big contenders as well.
See, I think that's my point is Lara Croft could be confused as anybody. When you have like distinct cartoon characters,
yeah.
listen, like a Mario or a Sonic or a Donkey Kong, like, those are fictional characters that you can't mess up. These other people are fictional, but they're almost non-fictional when it's like, oh, it's just a human being that's
Right.
in a, you know what I mean? It's like James Bond is,
but what is more to iconic though? Like you're saying, if somebody doesn't play video games, they know who Pac-Man is, but are they beloved? Right? Like there's still that element of beloved characters as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The list, whatever the title of the list is,
right? Like I know who Pac-Man is, but I'm not like, yeah, I'm not dressing up.
Yeah, I mean, is it most recognizable? You're right. Is it if it's a list called most recognizable video game characters? Then sure,
right. Yeah, I think it's an interesting list. I think there's definitely some on there. But I was curious if what you can name, because I think that really is telling us to like who are the iconic characters and who is like you just asked one too many fans of a particular game.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I have another game for you.
Lovely.
We are going to test Drew on all the games that he's played recently to see how much he can remember in a little game I'm going to call short-term memory loss. I have looked through your Nintendo Switch recent history, and I have a trivia question for every game that you played.
Lovely.
Let's see how old you're getting, Drew. I've got a question about Dwarf.
I probably don't remember it.
Name the developer.
Half Human Games.
Very good. All right. You got one. Ding, 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 ding. I actually was looking for trivia for the game, and I literally couldn't find anything. I was like, all right, who the fuck is the developer?
That was probably the only question I was going to get right on that game.
In Slay the Spire,
oh boy,
what does the ice cream relic do?
It's been a while. The ice cream relic. The ice cream relic lets you carry over your turns, energy, shit. It's
very good.
Yes, yeah.
It's actually my favorite relic.
It is. It's rare. It's a rare.
The
one.
energy you have remaining will just carry over.
Yep.
What do they call that in cell phone terms? You can carry over your data. Your rollover. SteamWorld Dig 2.
Oh boy.
What famous robot has gone missing, and who do you defeat to rescue them?
Rusty.
Very good. And who do you defeat?
It's that big guy in the sewer. I don't know his name. He looks like I don't know his name.
I think it's Rosie.
Rosie, it might be Rosie. Yeah,
Rosie. I'll give you a half point on that.
I know what he looks like. He's in the sewer and he's your friend the entire game. Spoiler alert. And then he takes over this robot thing.
It's always your friends. All right, in Pepper Grinder, what is the lead character's name?
Oh my god, no fucking clue. Pepper.
It is Pepper.
Yeah.
I thought for a second I was going to sneak one by you. In Princess Peach Showtime, who are you trying to save from the Sour Bunch?
What's the Sour Bunch? I don't even know what that is. You're trying to save
I think the Sour Bunch is the main villains in the game.
You're saving Star Spirits? Is it a person's name, a character's name?
You're on the right path, but
Star Bites, Star Spirits, it's the little Star Sprites. What I don't know, the little what I don't know.
They are the Sparklers.
You knew what I meant. Half point. The little star guys.
I'm going to give you a 0 in that. Engulfing it. Name all the courses.
No chance. No fucking chance. Sunny, no. No way.
No,
I can't
really?
I don't think I named one.
I will be honest. I came up with that question before I knew the answer. I Googled it.
And
Drew,
you're still not confident.
I am not kidding you. I couldn't Google it. I could not find a page that would just
All
list
you had
them
to
off
do
for
was
me.
look at our monthly mayhem list.
It got archived and I didn't feel like looking for it.
Cove, some seaside cove.
There,
Sty loft, sty something, sty cloud.
I will honestly say I just assumed you would just get them and I wouldn't need to get the list.
You don't even have the answers.
I don't have the. I thought you would know that one. Hang on, I can
I'm
find
pulling
it.
up the mayhem right now.
I'll bring it. Yeah, I thought you would just know that one. I was like, you know what? He's gonna know it.
I appreciate that. It's called Pristine Pines, Dusty Dunes, Serene Sky, and Grand Cove. Dusty Dunes was the only one that I kind of had. I knew there was a sky place. I said Cove, not Grove. Yeah. I'll let you down, everyone. Sorry on that one.
In Skull the Hero Slayer, who is Skull's father?
Was that part of the game?
Apparently.
I'm debating that. That might be some deep lore. Skull Senior.
He is the first hero. All right. So you missed up the last 3. You started off hot.
I did.
4-0. You ended up 4-3, but you have a passing grade.
All right.
So very good. I was impressed.
It's good stuff. It's a good game.
All right. We've got a bunch of questions from the listeners.
Mm-hmm.
First question is from the Ninformant. Andy P. I just saw an ad for Egg Slut. It looks to be a restaurant in Las Vegas. Not sure if it's a chain or anything. Is that something you guys have ever seen or heard of? I was taken aback.
I'm pretty confident he just wants me to Google this to see what comes up. So,
I did research on it.
It is
real. Egg Slut is real. It is actually based off a name that was sort of going around. Here's the information I have. Egg Slut's name refers to the popular phrase which developed among foodies in the mid-2000s that describes people who serve every dish topped by an egg. They're known for their signature dish, the Slut, a coddled egg. I don't even know what that is. A coddled egg on pureed potatoes, as well as their egg sandwiches.
Huh.
Honestly, I love egg sandwiches.
I'm not a big egg guy.
Yeah, I would totally go to this place, and I want to see what their menu is. But it's. I was thinking when I first saw this that it was like a foreign language translation thing that just came off wrong. But no, that's what they're going for. They have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, sauce and egg and cheese, cheeseburger double. I mean, yeah, I'm down. I'm good to go. They have one in Vegas, and they have some in like other countries.
I mean, I would eat it. It's not like my go-to. Makes me poop.
Well, you've never been there. Oh, egg? Yeah.
Just eggs in general. They're just
I like eggs. They're delicious. All right. He sent us a picture and he said, would you buy this for your family? So this picture is in the Ask John and Drew, or Ask Drew and John, whichever one. It is a visit the McMiller Entertainment store. McMiller Entertainment, it's bananas. Hold on, not scrolling. Hold on. It's Bananas, the monkey tail game, funny, fun, party, and family game for kids, baby shower, bachelorette, Easter, gag gift for game night. Now, here's the deal. It's a game, and on the front, it says, it's Bananas, the monkey tail game. And there's a girl, and she has like, a curved monkey tail, but it's kind of coming from her butt.
Yeah, it's like you wear like a belt, and it holds this monkey tail clip.
Right. And it kind of looks like poop. There's a guy in the background who's like at a side angle, and you can see what it is. But of course, it's coming from the back.
He's popping a wood out of his pants.
Yeah, like clearly, like when they say gag gift, they know what they're going for here.
But it's also one of those for young kids. They wouldn't know.
They probably wouldn't know. Funny thing is, the hooks look like they're orange in real life, but they made them like brown. on the cover. Would I get this? I don't think I would get it for my older kids because I think they would kind of laugh about it. But like you should get this for your kids.
I'll be honest, it doesn't even look that fun of a game.
No, it doesn't actually.
I'm a hard pass.
Informant, why don't you get it?
I think you know what? Next
do a video.
Dead of the Dark Presents.
Ooh. Oh.
Santa, thanks for the idea.
All right, we got a bunch of questions from Darth Platypus, who won our contest last week, by the way.
It was him. We confirmed
$70. That was the Darth.
Nice. Congrats.
Have you watched any of the Fallout series, and what do you think of it?
Is that out yet?
That is out. Where is it streaming?
I didn't know it was out yet. I guess the answer is no, we haven't.
I can't find out where it's streaming from. Have you ever played a Fallout game? Oh, it's on Amazon Prime.
I have not. Maybe it's on Prime. Maybe it should be on Luna.
So I have never played a Fallout game. I downloaded Fallout Shelter on my Switch, and I think I played it for 20 seconds. But
wait, it's on the Switch? Oh, that's a different game, though. That's not like the original.
Yeah, it's not really Fallout. I don't really have interest in it based on the descriptions, what have you. So I'm not interested in the show, but not even kidding you. Today, Michelle comes to my room, and she's like, have you ever heard of Fallout? It's a show, and
you're like,
she goes, it looks interesting. I'm like,
but did she know it was a video game?
I think from the trailer, she knows it's a video game. I don't think she had heard of it before. I was surprised. I was like, really? You're interested in that? Like, I'm not at all. But she brought it up. So that was weird. Because we're looking for a show, sort of.
We are too. We need something. We started Barry.
Oh, Barry is so good.
Yeah.
I love Barry. Oh, man. That was a good show. All right. Can you prove to your co-host that you weren't replaced by the aliens during the eclipse?
I can't prove that. Can you?
Was there a rumor that aliens...
Oh, yeah. That was going around on the dark web.
Really?
Don't look up at the sun because it's actually aliens.
Oh, that's weird. How would you even prove that, though? Do I know something about you? Do I know you... Like, do I know information that we've never shared on the show?
You did just, go through my backlog of video games.
That's true. I know what your username is on the Switch.
You did. You found me. Okay. AI could have done that, though.
That's true. There was a song that was which one of you people gave that to me? I don't have the memory for that one. But there was
AI, since you looked that up,
did
Darth. You watch the AI skit on Saturday Night Live? Amy made me watch it today.
Yes, the
Beavis and Butthead.
The Beavis and Butthead one, yes. We haven't watched all of SNL yet, but I watched that one because I kept seeing clips of it on TikTok, and I knew I was going to ruin it for myself. That was a pretty good one. That's a complete cast break. So Darth sent a song to me that he asked one of the AIs to make, which was a song about the Dads After Dark.
Oh my God.
I didn't bring it on. I was kind of waiting for it to like sing some very specific stuff about our show, and it really never did. It was just like, the Dads After Dark, da 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 da. So AI ain't that good.
Failed.
Can't
read me. I ain't no open book.
All right, next question. Which Nintendo franchise has the best bars, either in terms of the best drinks, hottest women in them, or the place that you just like to unwind?
Not Nintendo franchise, but when people think of like these artificial bars, always comes to my mind is that scene in Wreck-It Ralph when he goes to the bar.
Okay.
I don't know why. But the real answer here has got to be like The Witcher.
That was it. Was that in the show? Oh, I guess they had. Bars.
There's always bars you can go to, and
yeah. It's hard to think about. The only one that came to my mind was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Is the seventh Heaven? Is that the name of the bar? I think it is, because there's a lot of the story takes place there. That's where Tifa works and all that. But I don't know of any other. I don't play a lot of games that had bars or anything like that, so I don't really know.
Yeah, maybe we're just overlooking it.
I think we're just not playing games with bars. especially a Nintendo franchise.
That's fair.
All right, last question from Darth, and oh my god, I spent too much time on this earlier today. Also, what were the top 5 SNL skits? My god.
You know what? I know you have a wet dream over this. Just I'll listen.
Okay.
Go with it.
So I asked him to clarify, is this top 5 all time or top 5 whatever? He said like all time. I started watching SNL in the 90s, I would say. And probably around the Adam Sandler era is probably when I started watching it. But I would say that all my favorite sketches are in the last like 5 to 10 years. Just because I think a lot of the older sketches, they're not as funny anymore because they pertain to that time. They're not as relatable as they maybe are today. So probably in 30 years, I'll have a whole new list of favorite sketches of all time. So I made 2 separate lists. This is my all-time favorite sketches. And then I made a list of what I think are good Dads After Dark show related, video game related sketches that I think people should watch. And I'll go, okay. First, honorary mentions for top sketches of all time. And I implore everyone to just, if you haven't seen these sketches, Google them. Hilarious. Irish dating show, which is just amazing. Do you ever watch the Californians? Do you remember the Californians?
I do not.
You don't remember the Californians? The Californians is just them doing these horrendous Californian accents and it's hilarious. The first ever sketch they did of that, the story is that in rehearsals, Fred Armisen was doing just some normal California accent or whatever. And then when they did the rehearsal, because they always do an official rehearsal on the Friday before the show, and Fred Armisen finally gave his sketch voice, and it made Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig just unable to contain themselves. So watch the Californians, Stuart Has Cancer dress rehearsal. That is the one to watch. And Bill Hader, who is the star of Barry, watch him break like you've never seen a human break before. It's fantastic. Haunted Elevator, which is the David S. Pumpkins sketch, which I think everyone has heard of these days. Weekend Update Drunk Uncle on why he hates Halloween. This is Bobby Moynihan doing his old drunk uncle. He hasn't been on the show in years, but he came and did one more sketch and it was hilarious. It's great. And then Back Home Ballers, which is a rap by all the girls at the time. Fantastic. With Cameron Diaz. Here it is. Ready? Number 5 sketch of all time. What's That Name?
Wait, what was the list you just gave?
That was my honorary mentions.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Number 5 is What's That Name? If you know anybody that can't remember people's names, have them watch this one. I still say this to Michelle because Michelle's terrible with names. And I'll tell her, I'll show her a picture of a Pokemon and I'll go for $1 million. What's that name? She hates it. Number 4 is Close Encounter, which is the first of the Kate McKinnon sketches. Did you see the new one?
No, I don't watch the show, John.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, I thought Amy watches it.
Amy
right?
watches every episode. So she'll say, you have to watch this sketch. She'll pull me in every once in a while. Or every once in a while, she'll watch it while I'm playing games. So I'll catch something.
Ryan Gosling hosted yesterday, and he was in a couple of these. Yeah, he was in a couple of these sketches, including the first one.
Yeah.
And Kate McKinnon came back last night to do.
So your number 5 skit of all time was last night?
No. This is the original.
Oh, the original one. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is number 4. Number 3, Meet Your Second Wife. That was with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. That one is fantastic. I think in recent year. Well, I mean that one's a fairly old one. No, I think they both hosted. Yeah, that was more recent, but they were hosting together. That one is an app. It's like there's a lot of sketches they have that have more meaning than just pure comedy. Like the old days was like Chop and Broccoli, and Meet Your Second Wife is great. Number 2, for a while, this was my all-time favorite. It was Black Jeopardy with Tom Hanks.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one is like absolute perfection and very like very on point for the day. The number one sketch of all time, you will never convince me otherwise. Midday News. That it stars Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who was in the most recent Indiana Jones movie. If you haven't seen an SNL sketch in 20 years, go find Midday News. That is the my favorite one of all time. But if you are just listening to the show and you just want to see some like fun video game stuff or whatever, here's a list for you. These are in no particular orders, but obviously I think you've seen this one, Star Wars Undercover Boss, Star Killer Base. It's with Adam Driver playing Kylo Ren.
I saw that one
on SNL as an undercover boss. It's so good. And I'll even add the Star Wars toy commercial. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but
I saw that one.
If you're like a video game collector or like a collector of anything, it's perfection. Because they make fun of adults that don't open toys because they collect them.
Like plushies.
Yeah, like, oh, I bought it. I'm gonna keep it in the box. There's a sketch called New Video Game, which is like a VR demo going on in like a GameStop. And it has Jon Snow from Game of Thrones in it. I'm putting this one on the list. It was just last week, the Jumanji sketch with Kristen Wiig, which I think is an instant all-timer. Did you see that one yet?
No.
You got to see the Jumanji one.
Oh, I did see that one. Oh my God, I did see that one.
Right.
That was last week or 2 weeks ago?
That was like last week.
That was funny. Yes. The guy said, I'm not playing Jumanji. Yes, that was funny.
I don't know how they didn't break during that sketch.
That was one of those that I was playing games and I just looked up and I turned to look away.
So good. Game of Thrones.
I think I've seen that one too.
Is a trivia show with Zach Galifianakis, and they're asking Game of Thrones trivia. You have to watch that one.
That was when Game of Thrones was hot. Yep.
Yeah. And then Fortnite Squad, which is another one. Adam Driver sketch where he's learning how to play Fortnite. It's fantastic. And then one honorary mention for that, Tournament Fighter. Just search SNL Tournament Fighter. It's kind of like a must watch.
I'm getting confused on what's this list.
This is pay attention. This is the Dads After Dark related sketches.
You've named like 37 skits. You asked for 5. I'm so confused. What do you mean I have to pay attention?
I told him, I said, I think I have like 14 of them already, and I'm just digging in here. I had so many more, but I had to cut them off. You know, you can only have 5. There's only so many honorary mentions you can have. But that's it. That list is just for if you like video game stuff or whatever. I think they've had a lot of good video game sketches in the last 15 years.
Well, I mean, video game is life.
Yeah, and I think it's just I always think that they do sketches based on they're trying to get somebody who doesn't watch the show to like watch a sketch because they're talking about on
TikTok
something.
Or something, and they're like, oh, this show's funny. Let me watch it.
Yeah, I like video games.
Yeah,
and whatever. So like they've done
I
Mario.
like Star Wars, and Adam Driver's on, so let me watch it. Yeah,
they've literally had a sketch about Animal Crossing on SNL. So I mean, like they're definitely going there. So those are my all-time favorites. It's really hard to choose. There's so many freaking good ones. There's all of the like the Totino's commercial ones and like Stefan and all that, but like those are the ones that I can watch over and over again and I laugh every time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a question from Tim and I laughed out loud when I saw this.
I did too.
What if you guys were in a Freaky Friday situation? After doing a show one Sunday night, you wake up in your co-host's body. What's the first thing you do?
Masturbate.
And when you find out things good God, that was pretty quick answer. And when you find out things will go back to normal by the next show, what's the last thing you do? Bonus, what do you do with your time in the other person's body? All right, first off, what's the first thing you do? Let's not talk about our wives here for a second.
Isn't it obvious? I gotta play PlayStation 5, John. I mean, I gotta be you.
You're just gonna play my PS5 for 2 weeks. It's pretty much, yeah, sweet.
Yeah. So what you do? I play PlayStation.
I know. Well, you see, I explored all of Rhode Island and caught the scenes and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on the season too. If it's winter or what sports going on. I mean, that makes a big difference.
You can decide it. One thing I would do. Here's what I would do.
Okay.
I would call up my buddy and say, I want to be a ref again. And then I would ref a college hockey game and see how long before I get thrown out.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I wouldn't know, right? I wouldn't have your brain. I have my brain. So I would see how long I could last.
That'd be funny.
How long do you think I could last before I'm found out?
I mean, you probably couldn't make it through warm-ups. I think they would catch on that this guy's not reffing our game.
They'd be like ready to start the game. I'm like, let's go. Remember Naked Gun when they're like looking at the umpire, like looking at Leslie Nielsen because he didn't say play ball. Gosh, that would freak me out.
That'd be weird.
What would you like? You'd wake up. Well, you don't
know because you have a routine. I have a routine, and like now you're out of there. Like I feel like you have to tell someone. I'd have to tell Michelle. Michelle, listen. Here's the situation here. I'll sleep on the couch. This is what's going to go on, and I'm just going to go into John's room like he would. Did you just try to coach me through? Like, what would John be doing right now? And that's what I'm going to do. I just want to live in the life of John for 2 weeks. So coach me through it.
Do you think you could get through 2 weeks without people realizing that I'm not you? You're not me. I'm not you. That I'm you.
Not. Golf season starting, John. You didn't go to my golf league. You should go. Yeah, you'd shoot like a 70, but that's not true. That's not him.
I'd pull out the putter on the right up there on the beginning.
I'd be driving your kids to school or somewhere, and you'd be like, Dad, where are you going? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going.
I'm willing to think you could probably do my job for 2 days before anybody would know.
Really?
Like my job is remote, so you know, and
that's a good point.
I'm never on the camera.
I could call in. I could. Like, I'll get you that. I'll get to that tomorrow. Like, just keep saying that until they're like, all right, no, you can't.
Yeah, you could get away for a few days. I think with that, you could just say like, oh, I lost my voice. I can't really talk on the call. You know, whatever. You could get away with it for sure.
Call out sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. We could do it. All right. Yeah, I don't. And the last thing I would do before. So the last thing I would do before I knew we were going to switch, I'd take off all my clothes, I jump in your pool, and I just start screaming and whatever, and just like scare the neighbors. I don't know if neighbors can see your pool from windows.
No, but not really.
Oh, shoot. So should I go to a public pool and do that?
Maybe.
What spectacle can I make of you?
I'd open up all your amiibos.
Oh. How long would it take me to get to Rhode Island to just murder you? I would be on the first flight.
The first flight.
You like wake up and you're just buried in boxes. Like, no!
Naked. That's how I want to be found. I want you to wait. I want you to wake up naked in the boxes.
That is cool. What am I going to do to your stuffies? All right. I'm going to have sex with every one of your stuffies and leave stains on them.
Some of them you don't have to cut holes in. Like I'm looking at Piranha Plant right now. That probably worked out well.
You pick up a plushie and you'd be like, why does this smell? And you're like, oh, God.
You're going to go pick it up and be like, wait, Drew, has he already been here?
He already did it.
He already did it.
What a brilliant idea.
Great question. What a great
question, Tim. Good question. All right. That's a show.
That's a wrap.
If you are waiting to find out what games are coming out over the next 2 weeks, we already did that.
We did that.
That's it. We're done. When we decide we're done now, we're just done. It's fantastic.
We're done.
We need a closing line. You should come up with something super witty. So as we step away, Drew, give your closing witty line and go.
Nope. We need Sadie to say. That was too on the spot. I wasn't ready for that. Nope.
Good night, Dads.
Nintendo and chill.
The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available. And if you're using Apple or Spotify, please do consider leaving us a 5-star review. pretty please? Find us on Threads, Instagram, and TikTok at @NDadsAfterDark, or you can leave us a voicemail. Check the episode notes for details. Join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in the Dads After Dark show channels. That's where we chat and participate in monthly Mayhem contests, game tournaments, and other fun activities. Get access by joining the Nintendo Dads Patreon or by subscribing to their Twitch channel. Check out our Substack at dadsafterdarkshow.substack.com for articles, links to social media, and our merch store. Fancy a t-shirt, perhaps? A big thank you to Family Jewels for our show's theme music. Check out his YouTube channel to hear other awesome Nintendo cover tunes. That's all for now. Good night, Dads. Sweet dreams.